Can you even imagine? After an 18-inning marathon that will absolutely go down in baseball history, the Blue Jays and Dodgers had to drag themselves back onto the field just hours later. Game 4 wasn't just another game. No, this was a test of pure will, a story of total exhaustion, and it all came down to a single inning that changed, well, everything. Right. The night before, these two teams battled for an epic 18 innings. An instant classic for sure, but it left both bullpens completely, and I mean completely drained. Every single player was running on fumes. They used 19 pitchers between them. It was a war of attrition, plain and simple. So that was the question on everybody's mind, right? After a game that pushed both of these clubs to their absolute physical and mental limits, how in the world could they find the energy for another World Series showdown? The stage was set for a true gut check. And the central storyline for Game 4? Oh, it was a classic. You couldn't write it any better. On one side, you've got the biggest star in the entire sport, and on the other, a team that built its whole identity on fighting back when their backs were against the wall. The pressure on both sides was just unbelievable. For the Dodgers, you have Shohei Ohtani, who, by the way, reached base an incredible 9 times in Game 3, and now he has to take the mound for his first ever World Series start. Then you've got the Blue Jays, the masters of the comeback, but they're facing this giant without their injured postseason veteran, George Springer. You're looking at that matchup and thinking, how can they possibly pull this off? So the game starts pretty much exactly as you'd expect, with 2 aces on the mound, Ohtani for the Dodgers and Shane Bieber for the Jays. They were both just in complete command, trading scoreless frames, setting this really tense, focused tone right from the get-go. Both pitchers just came out dealing, racking up the strikeouts early. But somebody had to score first, and it was the Dodgers who broke the deadlock. Bottom of the third, a simple sacrifice fly brings a run home, and just like that, Los Angeles has a razor-thin 1-0 lead. Ohtani looked untouchable. He was hitting his spots, mixing his speeds, just overpowering hitters. In his first at-bat against the Blue Jays' big slugger Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he strikes him out on just 3 pitches. The question wasn't just if the Blue Jays could score, it was if they could even get a good piece of a bat on the ball. And then, in an instant, the entire game turns on its head. His very next time up, Guerrero Jr. gets a breaking ball that just kind of hangs there, and he did not miss it. He launched an absolute bomb, a stunning 2-run homer that completely silenced the stadium and unbelievably put the underdog Blue Jays in the lead. Now, let me put this in perspective for you. That home run, it was only the 4th one Ohtani had given up all season long, including the regular season and the postseason. Just like that, against the best player on the planet, Toronto was up 2-1. Now, you'd think that jolt of offense might rattle Ohtani a little, right? Nope, he came right back out and struck out the side in the 4th, just showing incredible composure. And on the other side, Bieber kept doing his thing, keeping that potent Dodgers lineup quiet and holding on to that precious 1-run lead. Okay, let's fast forward to the top of the 7th. This was it. This was the moment where the tight, tense pitchers' duel completely unraveled, and in the process, changed not just the game, but maybe the entire series. The Blue Jays, they could smell blood in the water. The inning starts with a leadoff single from Dalton Varsho, then a screaming double from Ernie Clement, and that was it for Ohtani. Runners on second and third, nobody out, the exhausted superstar's day was done. So the Dodgers bring in a reliever, but the floodgates were already starting to open. An RBI single makes it 3-1. And then you get the pivotal moment. The Dodgers think they've turned an inning-ending double play, a total rally killer. But they challenge the call. And on replay, wow. The runner is safe by the absolute slimmest of margins. That one overturned call kept the inning alive, and boy did the Jays make them pay. So when all the dust finally settled, the Blue Jays had hung a 4 spot on the board. 4 massive runs in the top of the 7th, turning what was a tight 2-1 game into a commanding 6-1 lead. And look, that one rally, it did way more than just win the game. It felt like the rebirth of the entire series. It completely shifted the momentum and breathed new life into a team that was on the brink just 24 hours before. The Dodgers would scratch across one more run, sure, but it was far, far too little, too late. The final was 6-2, a decisive win for Toronto that was built on some really timely hitting and, of course, that one explosive inning. And the impact was just immediate and profound. With this win, the Blue Jays had done what felt nearly impossible. They had tied the World Series, 2 games apiece. What looked like it might be a Dodgers coronation was now a brand new series. It really is the perfect summary, isn't it? After the absolute soul-crushing heartbreak of that 18-inning loss, the Blue Jays came back with a huge statement. This isn't a marathon anymore. It's a best-of-3 sprint to the finish line for the whole thing. I mean, what an incredible swing. It just proves how one game, one inning, one play can change everything. The Dodgers had their superstar on the mound at home, but the resilient Blue Jays just found a way. So with the series now tied up, a dead heat, the real question is, who's got the momentum now? Who can carry this energy forward and win it all?